Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is fine and that you've been having a great day so far. Welcome back to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel, where we do a deep dive into all things Harry, Meghan, and their epic level up journey. Let me say hello to a few people in the comment section. Hi Gwen. Hi Novi. Hi Rafaela. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Today's video is not going to be as long as usual because I am laser focused on the latest progress of events regarding William and his hard push for the throne, supported by the PR arm of the royal family, otherwise known as the media. Before we begin, if you're new here or if you're a returning subscriber who has not yet subscribed, welcome. Welcome in to my part of the internet. Keeping up to date with the current situation with Harry and Meghan is great. And I would say we do our best on this channel. Now, please join us in our support for Harry and Meghan by subscribing to our channel. Click the like button and the notification bell so you know when next I upload my next video. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we all may have heard that Dan Wootton has been cleared of alleged criminal behavior after a 6-month investigation. Of course, like everyone else, when I heard this news, my heart sank to my stomach, as I can only imagine that the outcome of this news is going to be that Dan Wootton will be given another platform where he will continue to spew hate from toward Harry and Meghan. Since Dan Wootton's suspension at GB News, note I said suspension, not termination at GB News. I had thought he had been terminated, but obviously he is just still on suspension, perhaps pending the outcome of the criminal investigation against him, which has not concluded, by the way, but we'll get into that later in the later part of this video. So, since Dan Wootton's suspension at GB News, the daily hate rhetoric against Harry and Meghan has not really been hitting the same, you know? Given that Prince Harry won the right to bring his case against Murdoch's group of companies to trial, and Piers Morgan has probably been forced out of Talk TV, this must be one of the ways that Murdoch's team has been fighting back against Prince Harry's case. If you notice the video I uploaded yesterday, which was just really 3 frames, just basically saying that if you see any negative news about Prince Harry by any of the hateful media, the toxic British press, remember that Harry has still got his court cases. And I just say that not for the people who know, but really people who are interested but are not deeply invested. They oftentimes begin to have information fatigue, or they begin to feel like, oh, when is this ever going to end? It's not. It's not, because there is a battle going on. And for that reason, Harry decided to take them on, and he has made it his life mission to ensure that he cuts off the head of the monster. Anyway, so now that Dan Wootton, the announcement of the police clearing Dan Wootton has been made, you gotta wonder, Why has this announcement been made now? Given that he had several criminal investigations against him, and the update we've been given about the criminal investigation so far is that it's not that he's been cleared, but that two out of the God knows how many criminal investigations are ongoing have been cleared. So, why are we getting this update? All right, I will tell you why. I believe that the main reason for this announcement was the fact that William cannot seem to manage any engagement without any epic blunders along the way, which is not making a good case for William in his PR battle against Harry, and then renders William less effective in his battle against Harry for, on behalf of the Murdoch group of companies. In all Williams' engagements this year, he has performed so badly. Don't believe me? Let's have a look at the headlines from Prince William's engagements this year. Okay. First, we had this one. In his first engagement, the investiture, William was caught drunk allegedly at the engagement. It would almost be impossible to convince me, though, that he was not drunk. He was visibly swaying back and forth. Okay. It was so bad that he dropped the medals he was supposed to be pinning on the recipients of this investiture. This was followed by an event at the London Air Ambulance Charity Gala, where he proceeded to mention in every other sentence that he too was a pilot. This was clearly in response to Harry having received the Living Legend Aviation Award, making sure he posed in a picture with Tom Cruise. Okay? Right. What was the next blunder? This one. Epically, he went on to make the useless, trauma inducing comments to the winners of the BAFTA Award, where he told them that they looked like they had had fun making a movie in which the main character got R worded at the end of the movie. This is the future king, guys. He followed this stellar performance with his statement about peace in the Middle East, to which the Israelis said, "Much respect, but sit your foolish ass down." So imagine you are William. These dismal failures have all played out on the global stage. So one might wonder why this news, we're still talking about the reason why this news about Dan Wootton was suddenly announced, as we now know that only two of the charges against Dan Wootton has been dropped, and no one quite knows what has happened to the other charges as of yet. I'm repeating that for those people who are just joining us. Okay, just more on that. So we can see this statement by, I think it's from ITV News, where they said, the New Zealand born broadcaster said in a statement issued by his lawyer, "I have now been completely cleared in two investigations by the Metropolitan and Scottish Police, who have confirmed they will be taking no further action." Okay? So, two out of how many others he has not confirmed. All right, that's fine. And the main reason I think for this is because of this story about Danny Alves or Alves. Who knows? Who can tell me phonetically how to pronounce this name? Danny Alves or Danny Alves? I will go with Danny Alves, who was one of the council members and judges of the Earthshot Prize. What's happening with him, you might ask? Before we go on, Let's talk about this. Thank you so much to everyone who has recently subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying your time with me. Before I go on, can I just get those who have not yet subscribed to kindly support my channel by subscribing if you have not already subscribed. If you have visited my channel before and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing now. The war against the Sussex-friendly channels is real. It's as real as the war against Harry and Meghan. Okay? So, the only thing keeping my channel afloat is the fact that I have over 2K subscribers, the likes and the comments. Also, if you are able to do so, please go ahead to donate to the channel. Um, this helps with the resources I need to subscribe to obtain the content for the channel. Thank you to those who confirmed that they would support an Amazon wish list. I'm in the process of compiling it and I will launch the list when it is done. Oh, thank you so much to Jennifer Clark. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Really grateful for your support. Okay, let's continue. So, what's the deal with Danny Alves? Why am I bringing him up? So, a court in Spain has found him guilty of R-wording a woman in a Barcelona nightclub. Apparently, he went out on a night, he got intoxicated, and bear in mind that this gentleman is married, right? He got drunk and he invited a girl he had met and was with him in the VIP area into the VIP bathroom, and he had his way with her without her consent. William had tried to distance himself from Danny Alves in December 2023. But as far as PR goes, it doesn't look good for William considering his streak of blunders in recent times, especially with his statement on peace in the Middle East. That one was, he even had his own people ripping him to shreds. He even had his own people ripping him to shreds for making that statement. Okay. So, what was so bad about this statement? For a private individual like Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, any statement regarding a highly sensitive political matter, it's outside of the realm of the operation of the royal family. So I'll say that again. For a private citizen like Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, making comments about current affairs, whatever it is about, is not really a big deal. However, when you are a working member of the royal family, it is regarded that statements regarding political matters are outside of the realm of the royal family, despite what the media have tried to spin it as being. So the monarchy in the UK is a constitutional monarchy. And this is not an idea that is, in theory. Let us not forget that the monarchs, the kings and queens, were in charge of states in the past. When there was a great revolution, then they decided that they were going to split the monarchy and introduce a democratically elected government. So when the monarchy decides that they're going to make comments or get involved or become hands-on in international affairs, current affairs, or matters that could be said to be political, then it drives fears that the monarchy are trying to take over from the democratically elected government officials. Bear in mind that the monarchy was not elected. They consider that they have a God-given right to rule because they were appointed by God. So, to prevent people from thinking that the monarchy cannot work with a democratically elected government, they are always advised not to participate or have an opinion on things of government or politics to prevent people from thinking that there is any tension between the monarchy maintaining their lane and the government ruling without interference from the monarchy who have been ousted from power. But William, trying to prove himself, decided to wade into this very hugely complex matter as though he his father not saying anything about it says something about his father's competence or lack thereof. Hmm. I will just read you the first paragraph in this statement. He says, I remain deeply concerned about the terrible human cost of the conflict in the Middle East since the Hamas terrorist attack on 7th October. Too many have been killed. I, like so many others, end to the fighting as soon as possible. There is a desperate need for increased humanitarian support to Gaza. It's critical that aid gets in and hostages are released. Now, when this statement was issued, what did the British media do? Even though they must have known that the reaction of the public was not going to be supportive, what did they do? They rolled out a huge campaign behind William and this his ridiculous statement. Look at this one from the Daily Mail. William, too many have died in Gaza conflict. Another Daily Telegraph. William, fighting in Gaza must be brought to an end. What about this one? William wades in. Too many have been killed in Gaza. Or this. Prince issues Gaza plea for a permanent peace. If you ask me, I think they were trying to test people's reaction to a King William. If not, if not that, then to position him as a global statesman, sort of like a thought leader. However, how can you be a thought leader when you can't even manage your own house? And I love the way that the Israelis just told William, listen, my friend, just go sit down somewhere. Because the Israelis reacted with a mix of indifference and reaction to a rare political intervention from Prince William calling for an end to the fighting in Gaza. They said, make peace with your brother. Make peace with your brother. Israeli shrug of Prince William's ceasefire plea. I was not ready for the level of brutality. That was just too brutal. Oh, thank you very much, Reba. What did you say? The slimy underground stick to the royal family like fungus. They run in the same circles. Government and UK media have muzzled the royal family and taking their brains at the same time. They cannot seem to think for themselves. They cannot seem to think for themselves at all. When the palace aides and the PR arm of the royal family, aka the media, saw the backlash, they backtracked faster than Michael Jackson's moonwalk. Look at this statement they issued. Royal aides insisted that William's words should not be taken as a call for an immediate ceasefire or a comment on the issue of a two-state solution, but as an instinctive reaction to monumental loss of life, both as a human being as a father. Hello, hello. Can we go back to William's statement again? Let's do that. What did he say? I, like so many others, want to see an end to the fighting as soon as possible. There is a desperate need for increased humanitarian support to Gaza. It's critical that aid gets in and hostages are released. That is a request for a ceasefire. So, what are they talking about? Anyway, from all the resources that the royal family have, you would think that they would be able to properly advise William on the matters or matters of this nature. But it just seems like he has surrounded himself with yes people who are unable to keep him from blundering from one engagement to the other, which is so sad because they have spoiled him to the point where he is unable to relate to any person. And I can definitely see it feels like we're going to have a very Trumpian monarchy when William becomes king. And they're doing everything that they can. I believe that this is my belief and it's my opinion that this King Charles's cancer announcement was just a way of test running King William to see how people would react to it. Also, test running a William without Kate to see how people were going to react. Let's see what people are saying in the comment section. Hi, Sussex Love. No, you're not late, actually. I am early. I am earlier today than I usually am because I have something that I need to do later. And I think that I'm going to be bringing my lives forward from today. 11 is, I usually start off my lives by 11 o'clock in the evening, which is quite late for me. So 10 o'clock feels like it might be better. Um, Cookies and Cream says Sir Pegalot will never be a statesman. He's a jerk. Everything he does will fail until he makes amends for the pain and suffering he inflicted on the Sussexes, particularly Meghan. Well, even at that, that will require a certain level of self-awareness that it's quite unlikely he will ever reach in his lifetime. And I feel very sorry to say that. I feel very sorry to say that William is not likely to reach the level of self awareness he needs to be able to be a competent king. If you notice, he has pulled to himself all the people who have corrupt backgrounds and characteristics because to him these people look strong. I can also imagine that he's got very misogynistic points of view as well. This is quite obvious from the people he has around him. Prince William caused such a controversy that Princess Anne has been recruited to go to the Middle East to clean up his mess. Ah, oh my God. There's this English program. Do you guys know it? Some mothers do have them. That seems to be William at the moment. Still in cleaning mode, King Charles was dragged out to show that the royal family is not collapsing. With this headline, King Charles shows he's still in charge after Prince William's shock statement. And apparently, they got the body language experts out to say that he was leading the meeting with his body, and this means he's still in charge no matter what William says and does. Hmm. Okay. If you say so. If you say so. Curiously, I found this story in another paper and I realized they were hitting us with the 1-2 punch. So it's almost like they're saying King Charles is letting us know I'm still here And let me soften your anger about William's statement with this talk. So, the messages of support, I can just imagine that this is how, I can just imagine that this is how King Charles speaks. So, your messages of support have reduced me to tears. Look, when even that did not stop the narrative from even that didn't change the narrative and stop the hashtag workshy will from trending on Twitter, then they pulled out the big guns. They decided to release the news of Dan Wootton being cleared by the police story. And Dan Wootton released a statement knowing that it would take over the news cycle in an instant. And it worked. It worked. Just the same way they have changed the narrative from Epstein and Andrew, from hashtag where is Kate. This time they brought about a change of the narrative with the introduction of Dan Wootton's news and his statement. So this is Dan Wootton's statement on the screen. I'm not going to read all of it, but it's the area circled in red. Just reads: the accusations made against me were completely spurious, lies designed to destroy my career, where complainants were actuated by malice. Well, 6 months on, I have now been completely cleared in two investigations by the Metropolitan and the Scottish Police, who have confirmed they will be taking no further action. While I knew this would always be the outcome, the process is now the punishment, with social media acting as the executioner. Oh, there's so much to unpack from this statement. It's ridiculous. So you will see that the headlines appear to indicate that all charges against Dan Wootton have been dropped, whereas in actuality, only two out of the God knows how many charges have been dropped. It was a complete headline grab. Complete headline grab. Okay. Let me look at. And the other thing about this is imagine Dan Wootton. Imagine Dan Wootton saying that. What was this thing he said? While I knew this would always be the outcome, the process is now the punishment, with social media acting as the executioner. You who sat on your platform and spewed out hate on a daily basis towards Harry and Meghan, you have the audacity to come out and say social media is acting as the executioner. Okay, okay. Anyway, what does all this mean? Now, let's put on our Inspector Gadget hat. For me, I think it means that William has made a play for the headlines in his one sided battle with Prince Harry following the success of the Invictus Countdown event, but because his motivation, as always, is competition rather than an interest in doing good, he is making himself look worse. And I think at this point, as a matter of fact, he has been pulled back by whoever sent him out to say, you are just useless. Like the Israeli government said, sit your ass down somewhere. Let me just look at the comments before I continue. Uh, Reba says William and Kate show up unprepared because they do not feel they have to prepare for an engagement. He does not listen, but knows everything. That's why he fails. Harry and Meghan prepare and study. Exactly. Completely agree with you there. Mm. Hello, Comty Caligo. And who else? Hi, Coffee Honey. How are you doing? Okay, so since we know what this is all about, how can we help Harry and Meghan? Well, to my mind, it remains the same. Since we are not in the same tax bracket, what we can do is to intentionally amplify their message by supporting the Sussex-friendly channels. Subscribe, like, and comment on our videos. This helps amplify Harry and Meghan's message. If you feel you don't know what to say or you haven't got any comments, leave an emoji in the comment section. This goes much further than you know. As I said to you, my video today is not going to be as long as it usually is. I am almost at the end. Now, my next video is going to be on Saturday. In that live, we're going to be nominating the channel of a subscriber. I had to think about it and I realized that I was limiting the benefits that I would like to give to someone with a Sussex friendly channel. I was limiting the benefit I would like to give to anyone to someone who is a content creator. And it doesn't have to be a Sussex content creator or someone with a YouTube channel that does content on Harry and Meghan. It can be anyone. It can be anyone who has a YouTube channel and needs subscribers. So if you don't know anyone, don't be shy. Nominate yourself. Get your friends and family to come over as well to nominate you, because what's going to happen is after the live, I will go through the comments and then I will select 3 nominees with the highest amount of votes. And then I will do a further vote between the 3 nominees and put it on the community post page for people to choose the winner. I will then announce the winner and then invite the winner to come up, introduce themselves, pitch their channel to us, and then I will encourage everyone to go to their channel or platform to subscribe or follow, and also to their socials. In my view, we are stronger together. The stronger we are, the more of an impact we can make, the more of a community we can create, the more we can learn and grow. And that is that last sentence is my jam. So I hope all of this makes sense. That's all I have for this evening, guys. Um, Let me look at the comment section and then we'll see how far we have to go. So Lady Windrush says he's a man child. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Oh, I was going the wrong way. Hold on. um, Reba says, I agree with William's statement, but I know he did not write it or agree with it. But his right wing handlers are up in arms because it does not fit their racist agenda. And also because he's a royal, he's not supposed to be making any political or political adjacent statements. um, all the articles written by Byline Times investigation on Dan Wootton need to be plastered all over social media platforms and let it trend. They also need to be sent to every credible international media outlet. Well, I completely agree. And this is the reason why I think the best way we can make this happen is by making our own community stronger. This is the reason why I am proposing to do spotlights on people who have got YouTube channels, um, or so that we can build the platforms so that things like this can be amplified. Imagine if, like, I've got two channels on YouTube, so I am going to um, be posting Dan Wootton's the Byline Times articles on Dan Wootton on my channel, the community page on my channel, and on my social media as well. Imagine if there were 100 of us doing the same thing. It would definitely have an impact. But if we are not intentional about it, we can't make it happen. So um, I really urge us to get involved with this, with my Saturday live, which is going to more or less be like a roundup live. And then we will do the nomination exercise there. And with that, hopefully grow someone's channel to at least 500 subscribers so that they can begin to use their community page for posting things related to the Sussexes as well. So let's see. Um, okay. Um, Sussex Love says, "Girl, I almost broke my face laughing on your last podcast where you said William was a child, was like a child of embarrassed parents when their child is stupid." Yes, but that's absolutely true. You know the feeling, right? And when I was saying that, what I did, what I was going to say, but I pulled back on was, I remember when Paris Hilton posted her child's picture and everybody burst out laughing because of the shape of his head. Now, every child is beautiful, but yeah, when I went back to look at it, his head is kind of, he does have an awkward shape, and she couldn't do anything but try to make excuses and say, don't talk like that about my son." Obviously embarrassed. So now, after that, every photograph she posts of her son, he has a hat on. So, what are we saying? What are we saying? So, anyway, guys, if you got my last statement about the nomination, I will go to post something on my community page about it. And and that's really all I have for this evening. Have fun and take care of yourselves as we head toward the weekend. I will be on Saturday. Until next time, bye. Bye.